Hi everybody, welcome back to this segment of Financial Freedom with me, Bright McAfee. So in our last episode, we talked about multiple streams of income. And so today we are taking it to another level where we have a guest on set this morning. And so this morning we have in our midst somebody who has been married for 40 years. And the reason is that we are discussing family financial planning. And so we need to bring somebody with, great wealth of experience in terms of marriage. This person has lived in, over three continents. And so she has it all and she's going to bring her experience and expertise to bear. So this morning, what are we talking about? We are still on multiple streams of income. And so let me introduce my guest and then we'll pick it from there. So welcome on set, Madam Mary Bodomo, to Family Financial Planning Series.
Thank you. I'm really honored to be here with you this morning, and I'm really happy to be in your studio today. And I'm happy to talk about finances because they are very important in our everyday lives. Yeah, there cannot be a successful marriage or family system without proper finances. So why not? I want to be able to share my. I'm not an expert, but I have a lot of experience as far as practical financial stuff are concerned. So I think that I hope you'll be able to benefit from our sitting today.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So what we are discussing today is multiple streams of income. And we want to look at how important multiple streams of income is to young couples, because we live in a time and age where a lot of people struggle when it comes to their finances. I'm talking about couples.
Yeah.
So we want to just look at how best or how you think multiple streams of income is important to young couples.
Okay. Talking about young couples, yeah. Young couples may need what we are going to talk about more, but I think every couple that needs it can listen and make use of whatever we are going to say if it helps you. Because for me, coming from Ghana, we never were taught about money.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about financial planning when I married.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything like that. So I started my life not knowing anything like this. It wasn't until I got to Norway and I realized that while I was getting in, some money, my husband was getting, but we didn't know how to plan.
Yeah.
So we got monies and sometimes we couldn't even account.
Yeah.
Like when it came to...
But this was after the marriage, or?
After the marriage.
Okay.
This is after the marriage because we married in Ghana.
Okay.
And of course, we didn't have much. So maybe at that time, you see, that's the problem. Because, we don't always have much.
Yeah.
So you think that, it's just 100 CDs that he's bringing in. It's just 100 I'm bringing in. So we don't. But then later on, as time goes on, and you could even build from that. But as time goes on, when you now begin to have money and you want to now think about a plot of land, children going to school, because we were married but no kids yet. Then even when you have the kids, they are not of school going age yet. So if you relax in those years, oh my God, later on, you may realize that there will be a lot of problems because as you are relaxing, each of you is getting used to a certain way of life as far as finances are concerned. I get my pay, I do what I want with it. She gets it, she does what she wants. So later on when you start saying I need us to put money together, it's as if you are trying to control. It's as if you want to control. Maybe you no longer trust the trust. You don't trust that they are using the money properly. That's why but before even the marriage, if you have a spouse and you can think about how you want your finances to work. That's one of the things that you can discuss before the marriage. And if you haven't, right at the beginning of the marriage, set things clear about what you want to do with money. When money begins to come in, your first salaries, your first income, whatever it is, sit down and think about the future.
So let me get the basics right.
Okay.
So before you even think about marriage,
Yeah.
when you are talking to somebody in your courtship stage,
Yeah.
I think that the first thing that you should be talking about is planning your finances
Yes.
before you even get into the marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
Before you get into the marriage, when you go for your, because a lot of people nowadays go for counseling.
Okay.
I think that in that session, in those sessions, financial planning should be part of it.
Yeah, it should be part of it.
They have to talk about, they need to get in, because at that point, you know, are you a teacher? Is she, what work is she doing? Does she sell clothes?
Yeah.
Does she have a business?
Yeah.
And then already you can start thinking about, if you come together, this is how you can spend your money.
Yeah.
This is how you come. The planning should start early.
Okay.
So everybody comes to the marriage with the same, you know, like mindset about money.
Yeah.
And we are not just going to get money and spend it anyhow we want. We're a couple. So when we get money, it has to go to one pool. We have to see that our monies, this is what I have got.
Yeah.
This is what you have got. And we put it together.
Yeah.
Then we decide what is our rent. Our food,
Yeah.
you know, this is the amount that we can put down for food, our rent. This is what is left. We haven't started life yet. We need some clothes. Maybe I've just started work, so I take 200 for my clothes. You also. So it's not like sometimes one person is spending more than the other.
Yeah.
And then people get this. It kind of brings in some resentment. You would think I'm the one getting most of the money, but she is spending more, or vice versa. And money can be the source of a lot of conflict in a marriage.
At the same time, joy. It's also joy.
The source of joy. So if you can plan it very well, you will enjoy it. Even no matter how little, it doesn't have to be too much. But if you plan it well, you enjoy it. And then you start with that kind of discipline from the onset. You have to be disciplined, because it will take a long time to build any income.
Yes.
You know, if you want to have multiple streams, which we are talking about, money is coming from different sources. Okay, you can do that. But how do you do that? You've got to plan, because you have your primary sources. Is it one person that has a primary source in the family? Is it that both of you have? And if you both have, definitely it's not going to be enough.
But before we get into the moment,
okay.
So I want us to get a basis right.
Okay, right? Basis right. Yeah.
So it becomes like a culture. It becomes like a family culture. So before we get married, we have, we plan our finances.
Yes.
From the onset.
Yes.
So we know how our finances will be spent.
Yes.
Or will be expended.
Yeah.
So everybody is aware of how these monies will be dispensed.
Yeah.
In terms of the various areas that concern the family.
Yeah. And yes.
I think that is
it. And then if you don't have to be a professional even. I had to, because when I finally realized that I needed to do a lot, about our finances. Then I had to read books. I had to watch, especially I used to watch Oprah. Oprah Winfrey had a show on financial planning. I watched it almost all the time, and I read books like Poor Dad, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That book is also another good one to read. It has its drawbacks, but there's a lot that one can learn from it. I read a lot just to try and fix things for me and my husband, because we were coming from a background with no financial knowledge at all.
But I think that also, there's a growing I would say there's a growing concern when it comes to finances. So imagine meeting somebody and then you've just started your courtship process and you are talking about finances. If it is a woman who introduces it is almost seen as though your major concern is the money. Your major concern is the money, and to most young guys or most guys, it's a red flag to them. But I think that as we have established early on, it should be the discipline should start from the beginning.
Yes.
If it does not start from the beginning, it will be very difficult to pick it up later.
Yeah.
Because at that time, your relationship or your union didn't start on any good ground.
Yeah.
You see, so it should be well established from the get go before we even proceed to even get married.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, now let's delve into the multiple streams of income. So
before we go on, I was trying to say that even if at the very beginning you could even start doing that with your pocket money.
Yeah.
You can even start with your pocket money. Once you have another person in your life, every money that comes into your hand has become important because you now have another person to spend it with. You can start thinking already about your spending.
So
your spending attitudes, individual habits. And there's one general rule that I learned later on. Whether you have money or not, you can always think about the 30-30. There's 30-30-10 rule, which you can use for any amount of money. So if it's 100 cedis you have, you divide it into 30-30-10. And I can go into the 30-30-10 later. You divide it so that what you decide that 30% will do that, 30 does that, 30 does that. The 10% usually is the saving you put away. And then you can decide that at that time it's just chop money. Maybe you don't want to save yet. Then you can use it for something else. But at least you are beginning to know that there's a very simple mathematical way of thinking about my money.
Okay, so now let's delve into the multiple streams.
Yeah.
The multiple streams of income. Now, let me ask, how many streams should a couple have? Or a couple who are already like career people, who are already doing their own thing. The husband is a lawyer, the wife is a teacher. How do you add multiple streams to your income?
Okay. Wow. If you are a lawyer, what we are talking when we talk about multiple streams, we're just talking about different sources of income. Okay. So, and also we think that sources of income that help you to diversify in so many ways. Like not just income from your legal your law job, but other means, other sources, and probably your teacher job, but then other sources. Okay, so if you are already a lawyer and a teacher, then you are the ones who can actually do this perfectly, because you have an income, and then the woman also has an income, so it's very easy for you to do this. Now, and you can do so many things. First of all, you can decide to buy shares. You can decide to buy to do the stock. To buy stocks. You can decide to save in high interest accounts. Open a high interest account. You can decide to do private. For example, if you are working for the government, you can do private practice as well. You can give legal advice somewhere that is needed, and then you can make money from that source as well. And your wife as a teacher can also do the same. So both of you can decide which stocks you want to buy, which shares you want to contribute to, and all those things. So for you can even have I know some people that have so many. If you are actually working already and your source of income, your primary source of income is already sizable, then you can have as many as you want. You can have it because you see, when you do that, it even gives you more money. It gives you more money to be able to do more for the family and family needs. So you can do as much as you want. You can, apart from these, you can also decide to set up businesses, private, because for example, let's bring it to my own sister, whom as a teacher, but always had a hair salon on the side and a provision shop. She always had that. And then what she told me was, You see, other people close their provision shops,
Yeah.
but hers was also still surviving. Why?
Yeah.
Because of her primary income.
Income. Yeah.
Yeah, she can always restock when she gets
Yeah.
her salary.
That's true. That's
So
true.
it is. So when there's a downturn and people there's a collapse here somewhere in one side, she has a way of
Exactly. Exactly. Because I'm looking at
reviving
Yeah.
her business. So yeah, so her teaching job is constant. She
Yeah.
gets her pay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you have that kind of, then you are the type of person who can easily
Yeah.
work with a
So
lot of
I'm
streams.
looking at the nature of your job or your career.
Yeah.
You know, if we take into perspective a lawyer and a teacher,
Mhm.
you know, teachers really have more time.
Yeah.
You know, they really have more time.
Yeah.
They don't have to work every day.
Eh,
And even in the course of the day, you don't have to work from morning till evening.
oh my God.
So we are in an era of Internet of Things where you can actually work remotely. You can sit in the comfort of your home or even at your office and be doing other things.
Yeah.
So we have like online businesses.
Yeah.
If you are somebody, if you are a teacher,
Yeah.
and you love fashion,
Yeah.
probably you love to look good.
Mm-hmm.
Most people will always take interest
Yeah.
in what you wear
Yeah.
and how you wear it.
Yeah.
And so I think that alone becomes your business.
Yeah.
That alone becomes your business.
I think that recently I was talking with somebody and I mentioned, I said that we always talk about monetization online, but you can also monetize your pastime.
Exactly.
So if it is fashion that interests you, why don't you, as you always go online checking for things, trying to buy things, you get to know more about fashion. So you could monetize it by trying to now bring certain things that you found, advertise them online and begin selling, and you'll see that it may catch on. And so it's one way to and then people are monetizing their YouTube channels and things like that. Why can't you monetize your pastime? So if it's cooking, I know a girl who finished school, and then when she came, she put a lot of she went, I don't know, maybe online, but she had a lot of pictures of maybe wache and you know, the way that it is nicely done on the internet. So she had all these wache, red rice and stew, those kind. She put them online and she started doing this delivery service. I remember that when I was in quarantine in Hong Kong, I even ordered food from her. And she came to my door because nobody could come inside, but you could deliver something to me at the door. So she came and was able to give me food because I ordered from her. So, and then later on, I got to know that, oh, this is not a business. She just finished school and she decided to start doing so. So, if that's, and because she likes cooking, according to her, she said that it's her pastime, and she turned it into money. And she actually said she was making money. You know, she was making money, but there were restaurants, and most restaurants were closed at that time because of the COVID.
So in a nutshell, you know what multiple streams of income does is that it sort of takes off the pressure of your main source of income. You know, because your main source of income alone cannot take care of the family. That alone cannot take care of the family. Which is why it is important that you try as much as possible to generate multiple streams, other sources that will actually be adding up to what you already earn from your main job. And
actually, you know something, like for example, in a place like the US, one job is never enough. So but actually they even have a name for it. They call it moonlighting. So you need to moonlight in order to supplement your income. Otherwise you cannot, one income can't take you through a month to do all sorts of things, pay your rent and that. So definitely you have to have another side job, or sometimes people say side hustle, because all of them, maybe be it a job or a sales something or a delivery, as a lot of these motorists that deliver
Yes.
food,
Yes.
that's not their only job.
Yes.
They have
Even the Uber
other jobs.
drivers.
The Uber, most of them.
Most of them.
And also, opposite my place in Hacho, the security guard there. There was one of them that came very late one day,
Yeah.
and the boss was angry. And then later on, when I saw him and I was saying, "Hey, and now what happened?" Because the guy was, and he said, "Madam, I work. I close from my main job at 5, and I have to be here at 6:30. So the traffic, that's what beat him that day. So I remember that when my son used to work there, he would ask him to go and be there until he came. So people find ways if you have to do it, and I think it was helping him. That's why he also took up this one. So and there are so many such things that you can do.
Yeah.
That is a watch this thing. So he goes in the morning up to 5:30, and then comes to this job up to the next day. It's not the best. You may be tired, you may not see your family much, but gradually, if you're able to build some more income, you may finally even stop one of them, like especially the night job, and then find a business that can put you more at home. So
I think I have been picked up by Uber drivers who are military officers, police officers, like many others.
And these days it's really all over. All over the world. It's not just
it's not an
African thing or Ghanaian thing. Now everybody has come to realize that you need to do more. We're moving so the world is moving so fast. And to chase it, you need money.
So viewers, it is possible to actually have your main career and still be able to run other streams that will generate more revenue for your family. I know a lady who told me, who once shared with me that she and the husband's salary goes into savings. And then they run other things that actually take care of the primary needs of the family. So when she's even going to do her hair, she doesn't have to depend on the husband. If she's going to buy salt, she's going to buy Maggie. She doesn't have to depend on the husband. If she has to buy food for the family, there are other sources that actually generate revenue to take care of all these needs in the family. And I think that in that way, the peace of that family will be guaranteed.
It's guaranteed
to a large
extent.
Yes,
there's so many things that determine peace, but to a large extent, finances can be the worst. Finances can really create a lot of conflict in a family. So if you can actually tame that aspect of your life, can put a check on it, then it will be very helpful. But just as anything else that you do in life, you have to sit down first. When you are thinking about all these things, you need to assess your needs. You need to assess your time. How much time do I have? Because even if it's a side hustle, you have to do it well.
Yes, that's true.
You have to do it well.
That's true.
Because as soon as you don't, then you lose customers. That's it. But if you want to do it, then think about it. Discuss it with your spouse, since we are talking about family, and see what help you can get from each other. How are you going to do it? How much money is available? How much time? So that it doesn't also lead to other